What's going on? I'm just making a video. I don't have any particular topic I want to talk about. I'm just trying to, get in the habit of making videos and stop having like long gaps between uploads. So pretty much, I just whatever comes to my brain, whatever comes to my head, I'm just gonna speak on it. So this video doesn't really have a particular topic, and I'm just thinking about doing all kind of different things, dealing with my channel, social media, and what's interesting is that we're coming to a time where a lot of the censorship is being fought back, and and I made a point that in a couple of posts. I don't think I made a video about it. I probably had made a video about it, but I'm sure did make some social media posts about it. Is that you're noticing that within the elite, like within like the millionaire and the billionaire elite, there are people within that elite, who are pushing against the authoritarianism. That's why you're seeing rich men like, for example, Andrew Tate is one of them. Elon Musk is one of them, and there was somebody else. I can't even think. You probably even add Yee to that too. You know, and and I think in the future you're gonna see more and more of that. That people of the millionaire class, they're going to fight back against their own establishment, and he kind of saw that, you know, earlier, you know, like a couple of years ago with Donald Trump. Donald Trump was good friends with the elites, you know, you know, rubbing shoulders, rubbing elbows, whatever the expression is, with the politicians, the actors of Hollywood, the big banks, people like that, but once he started running for president and pushing back, he became the enemy, even though he's still part of that billionaire class. So the whole stereotype of, well, the righteous are poor and they're fighting against the mean rich people, that's pretty much has been destroyed, because traditionally, everybody had this slave morality narrative that, if you're rich, you're automatically bad or evil, and if you're poor and struggling, you're part of the righteous. And I always had a problem with that. I would say like a long, long time ago, I kind of believed that, but unlike most conscious people from back in the day, I still continued to study and read, and according to my studies, especially when I started reading philosophy a couple years ago, I learned that a lot of the things that I thought were truths or moral truths were flawed, or they were not static. They had nuance to it, and it kind of goes back to the whole religious Christian idea of, the meek shall inherit the earth and all this kind of stuff. And I forgot the verse, the verse in the Bible about it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle, something like that. Whatever the verse was, than for a rich man into heaven and stuff like that, which automatically puts in people's minds that having wealth, is something bad. But but it didn't make any sense because if you have wealth, if you have a lot of money, that means you're stable. You're able to take care of your family, take care of your children, pay your bills on time. Save up. Make an inheritance for your children, your grandchildren, stuff like that. So how is wealth in itself evil? And the Bible contradicts itself because they're talking about the meek shall inherit the earth, but at the same time they're talking about Jesus coming back, crowns and how like they say like I forgot, I can't think of the exact Bible verse or whatever, but Jesus coming down the white horse with a crown and gold and silver, something like that in the last days or something, whatever the case is, and whatever. But I'm just like, okay, but that kind of contradicts the whole narrative. And also, if you're talking about the meek shall inherit the earth, if you're inheriting the earth, you're automatically inheriting all the wealth of the earth. So the meek will eventually will not be meek, if you want to put it that way. So, but but it's good to see that you got people within the elite pushing back. People with money pushing back against the censorship, the authoritarianism, and stuff like that. So, you gotta see more of that in the future. Trust me, this is just the beginning of it, and we're entering in uncharted territory because a lot of people still walk around with this 20th century model. Say as if people still walk around like this is still the 80s, this is still the 70s, it's still the 60s, it's still the 1950s. That they think that the same moral ethics or the moral standard or the idealism of the era still applies in the 21st century, and it doesn't. And people are still holding on to that idealistic view of the world, like basic morality that they learn from Miss Rogers' Neighborhood or Sesame Street, or what they learned from storybooks, or what they learned from family TV sitcoms, or the morality they learned from church, or the morality they learned from ABC After School Special, or the morality they learned from you know whatever movies, romance movies, whatever. That's not going to apply in the 21st century, or where we're coming in the new era we're coming into. So you're going to see a lot of interesting things, and that's why a lot of good people are suffering, because good, decent people are still operating, even though they may be sincere, but they're still operating on the premise that, what they've been taught from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood still applies to everyday life in this current day and time. And that's why you see a lot of good people struggling, a lot of good people suffering, because simply they refuse to adapt. They don't study. They just think, well, I got this basic morality. That's all I need. And I don't need to study anything else. I don't need to adapt or add on to anything. So I just go about my life, thinking that being good is some kind of protection when it's not, So, but I know that's a whole other topic right there. But thankfully for me, um, I'm just like, hey, I just want to know what the deal is, the nature of reality, the nature of the universe, what's truth or what's not true, where we came from. Just give me like the baseline overall about what is, you know. And when I did that, it took me to a lot of uncharted territories that a lot of people who shared my old thought process never ventured into and never thought about. That's why I'm still doing what I'm doing, and I've seen a lot of people fall to the wayside because they didn't adapt, they didn't study, they refused to learn anything new. They refused to learn new. They refused to learn new techniques. They refuse to learn different philosophies about what else is out there in the world, what is there to offer. So that's why, you know, I've ever noticed that you might have some people in your personal life that you used to know, or not even in real life, but even on social media, people, whatever. I mean, it could be the hard gamut. People you knew from high school, people you knew from college, your old coworkers, the kids you grew up with. There are certain people that used to roll with, and it seems like they just disappeared off the face of the earth. They don't know where they at. You know, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, sometimes even to a point that you don't even see them on social media anymore. It's like they just vanished. A lot of times because they just, like I said, they were persistent. They're just simple people. And one thing about simple people is they get rolled over. They just get the world just they get ran over by the world pretty much. You know what I'm saying? So, but simple people will not last. You got to learn to adapt. You know what I'm saying? But anyway though, I just want to say that about certain topics, but what's on my mind, you know, and but anyway though, I just want to end this video right here. But if you want to add to the topic, just comment below. If you agree, disagree, I would be more than happy to have a dialogue with you guys, a conversation. You can comment below, email me. My email's below. Like the video, dislike the video, and I'll make another video very very soon. Okay, all right, peace.